In this clip, recorded February 4th, 2021, prominent bioethicist and supporter of assisted suicide Thaddeus Pope answers a question from Second Thoughts Massachusetts director John B. Kelly regarding whether he envisioned eligibility for medical aid in dying, or MAID, being extended to non-terminal disabled people. Kelly's question follows up on an exchange he had with Pope during their debate in September 2020, in which Pope agreed with Kelly's argument that assisted suicide is all about people's reactions to disability. Whatever patients found personally, quote, intolerable, end quote, Pope argued, such as incontinence in this exchange, warranted assisted suicide. Kelly quotes that language in his question here.
I think this question from John Kelly segues nicely into what you just mentioned. Mr. Kelly is parsing the distinction between disease and disability, I suppose. As he writes, hi Thaddeus, since the motivating rationale for MAID is finding the disabling features of your disease intolerable, based on a diminished quality of life, your logic suggests that MAID should be extended to non-terminal disabled people with the same disabling features that might make life intolerable. Do you foresee this expansion towards disability from disease?
So John is a very articulate and vehement opponent of MAID, and he and I respect his pushing me to clarify. I do think that there'll be an expansion. There have been bills that have taken out the 6-month prognosis or extended it, right? So we've had bills to go from 6 to 12 months, and we've had bills that would take out that altogether, right? And it would still require an incurable and irreversible illness, but it wouldn't have that temporal component that you'd have to prognosticate that death would follow in 6 months. So I do think we're going to see that, right? As I said, the big focus legislatively is on the types of clinicians. We're going to expand the types of clinicians from physicians to nurse practitioners and sometimes to PAs. And we're going to change the waiting periods. That's the big focus right now. But if you just look over the last, in 2020, 2019, 2020, you do see a fair number of bills tinkering with the terminal illness requirement. It is worth noting when you step back and look at this from a worldwide perspective, the US is unique in being that demanding, right? So any other jurisdiction in the world that has MAID as a legal option doesn't have a strict 6-month prognosis like that. So the US is kind of unique in the world in being that limiting.
Excellent.